Here I am at the last part of my research project, Chapter 5, which is my conclusion. I strongly recommend that at the introductory stage of the lesson, pupils must be able to brainstorm what the topic for the lesson is. So that is, if a teacher tells a pupil or describes what will be taught for the day, pupils must be able to give a little knowledge on what they know or assume the topic is about. However, by doing so at the beginning, it will be fun, catchy, and informative. Furthermore, teachers will have the engagement of all learners, whether their responses are aligned with the topic or not. So, in this case, you can't make it boring. You have to have a little excitement at the start of the lesson. That is why we begin most times with a hook. Lesson taught should not just only be based on teacher delivering the content by talking and giving the pupils the answer to each question. That is nothing interesting. But it must be done in a fun and creative way that will capture the attention of all pupils, etc. So, in this way, we can use games, puzzles, peer teaching. Children learn a lot from their peers. Songs, exciting videos should be used because learners will be able to retain more information than just by a simple discussion, or as we call it, chalk and talk. Also, recommended evaluation strategy should always be a catchy one. That is to say, that the learner will be able to recap and retain the day's lesson in a fun, enjoyable, and creative way. What a way to remember a lesson! Peer teaching should also be considered at every level because in some cases, peers are able to learn faster or retain much more by peer teaching, like I mentioned earlier. Giving these recommendations, it will be more effective in seeing improvements and remembering what they've learned. The benefit of this study has benefited both the teacher and the learner in a positive and effective way. This is because lessons taught were done in a fun and cooperatively way where all learners responded to questions asked. Pupils were able to share their opinions, thoughts, and ask questions, which made teaching a rewarding and fulfilling experience. To conclude, these little creative pieces can be costly and time consuming to implement these types of activities on a regular basis, thus resulting in time taken up in other subjects.